It is now time for Jokers Are Scheming to present to you the World Series. Today, the Atlanta Braves will travel to the Toronto Blue Jays for Game 1 of this World Series matchup. Last time these two met, the Blue Jays would win in 6 games back in 1992 over Atlanta Braves. So this is a rematch World Series. Today, this is the pitchers. Spencer Strider will take on Kevin Gausman. Spencer has not lost a game. Kevin has only won 1 game. His ERA is 1.61 for Strider, while Gausman is 5.40 for him. The edge got to go to Atlanta. But the Jays, who turned out to be the best team in baseball, will still be a tough battle to win against. But I'm not taking anything away from Atlanta, though. They had a tough battle to get where they are. So now, next is the World Series, where the Blue Jays have chosen to wear their City Connection jerseys, taking on the Atlanta Braves. This game will be played at the Rogers Center, where we imagine it will be sold out. 49,286 people are expected to be in attendance for this first game of the World Series. The roof is closed, but it's clear skies. John and Chris will be our announcers for this matchup. I, the one true Joker, will add the R comment here and there, but mostly I will let John and Chris call most of the action in this final of the the World Series Championship Finals. The starting lineup for the Toronto Blue Jays. Well, first, actually, we'll start with the Atlanta. Atlanta will have Michael Harris, Marcus Osland, second. Rondo Acuna Jr., third. Matt Olson, fourth. Austin Riley, fifth. Ozzie Albies, sixth. Orlando Artron is scheduled for the 7th. Adam Duvall for 8th. Finishing off with Sean Murphy, 9th. For the Toronto Blue Jays, it will be batting first, shortstop, Bo Bichette. Batting second, the second baseman, Whit Merrifield. Batting third in the DH position, it will be Joey Votto. Batting fourth, we will have first baseman Brandon Belt. Batting fifth, the right fielder will be Bryce Harper. Batting sixth, Dalton Valchuk, the left fielder. Batting seventh, third baseman Jose Ramirez. Batting eighth, center fielder Kevin Kiermaier. And batting ninth, the catcher Danny Jansen. The starting pitchers for the Atlanta Braves, Spencer Strider. For the Toronto Blue Jays, Kevin Gausman. Once again, there is how we got here. We now take you to John and Chris, the Call the World Series.
This crowd is ready as we get set for the World Series. Game 1 is next.
Look at that trophy, people.
Baseball fans, and welcome. Coming up, Game 1 of the World Series on MLB The Show. The Atlanta Braves and the Toronto Blue Jays. Joined by my partner, Chris Singleton, I'm John Shelby. There may be no better atmosphere in all of baseball than Game 1 of the Fall Classic, Siggy. Lots of excitement to get this thing started.
Yeah, and the players feel that just as much as the fans. You're down there with goosebumps, and these guys are just trying to stay in the moment. But I'll tell you, for the home team especially, it's so hard not to be emotional and hyped up with all the energy in this building right now.
And on the other side of this, you're looking to swing home field advantage your way with an all-important opening win on the road.
That's going to be a tough battle here
Coming your way next.
with Kevin Gausman with that ERA of 540, but we'll talk more about the pitchers. John and Chris, let us know more about today's pitchers. First, the Blue Jays.
So, almost ready to get underway. And on the mound in this one, Kevin Gausman. What do you have on him, Chris?
He's got that splitter, and it's a pitch that swings and misses, come fast, and they come often. Very difficult to pick up out of his hand.
He's already pitched 6 2/3
And now the center fielder, Michael Harris.
this postseason.
Pitch. That's in for a strike at 95. And the World Series is underway. Swing and a miss. But it's not even 2. That's the first out.
Well, that event seemed to be over as soon as it started. 3-pitch strikeout. You've got to be better at the plate right there. At least to foul something off, extend that at bat.
Here's Marcelo Zuna. Outfield playing very deep, not wanting anything over their heads. Swing and a miss.
Starts off with a breaking ball, which isn't surprising. They're trying to keep him off balance, but he's been known to
Fair ball. Around first, heading for 2. And the first hit of the World Series is a double. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. coming into the game now as the injury replacement. 1 out, runner at second. Here's Acuna now. Splits the plate.
Well, if they can push one across here in the first inning, would really settle the crowd down and help the team.
Base knock center field. Ozuna rounds third, headed for the plate. He will score and the Braves take the lead. 1-0.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Just a very nice approach and swing right there to use the big part of the field. Everything was on time. He stayed balanced through the entire swing and just launched that one into center.
And at first first with one gone. Now the Atlanta cleanup hitter. Acuna runs. Pitches high. Safe at second, and that was not close. One run across in the frame so far here in game one. A swing and a miss, and that's strike one.
I think it's huge that they were able to score right away. You're playing on the road, stakes are high, energy in the ballpark, and you have to quiet that down a little bit.
And at second, and he grounds one to the right side, and he handles it himself for the out. Here's Austin Riley.
It doesn't get much easier with this next batter, but I totally understand going with the intentional walk in that spot. He's just too dangerous at the plate right now. And there's a base open, so it gives you options defensively to get it out.
That smash towards center. Base hit and a run in to score.
Well done, drives in the run. Everything was on time and fluid in that swing. Got a pitch you could get the barrel on and lined it into center for the knock. Those always feel good.
Here's Orlando Arcia. Fall foul. Traffic on the bases with two already in to score here in game one of the World Series. Foul ball, it stays 0-2. Battling here as he fouls it away. Here's the 0-2. Connect on the curveball, struck him out. But 2 runs for him, and they jump ahead. On to the bottom of the first. It's the Braves 2 and the Jays 0.
Now let's talk about the Atlanta Braves pitcher.
Back here with my pal Siggy. And on the mound now, Spencer Strider. What should we keep an eye on here?
It's always interesting to see how he utilizes all of his pitches and how many of those he has a good feel for on that given day. When he's right, he's really able to keep hitters guessing, and all of his stuff seems to be coming out of the same arm slot, the same tunnel. That can make life very difficult for his opponents.
Well, Bichette gets a chance to hit. Well, it's pretty clear that he was frustrated, and even he admitted as much with his performance in their last series. Now a diving stop at third. Over to first. Nicely done for the out.
A quick move to his left, fully extended there in front of the shortstop. Make the grab, up with it, then a strong, accurate throw across the diamond to complete this highlight play.
With Merrifield up to the plate. And he swings and misses at the initial offer.
Strider's a guy known for his velocity. He can bring it, but that wasn't always the case. Coming back from an injury in college, Strider was throwing 94 to 96 miles per hour when the Braves drafted him. Now he lights up the radar on triple-digit speeds.
1 out, base is empty. Swings through it for the K. Some high G's for strike 3.
With that kind of velocity, an elevated fastball, even if it's still in the strike zone, can be tough for hitters to get on top of.
And now, Joey Votto. There's a swing and a miss. Next offer gets fouled back. 2 outs, base is empty. And a ground ball to first, and it goes just foul. Knocks and misses. It's a strikeout. Nothing doing for them. Back now in Toronto, and now the DH, Adam Duvall. The pitch to third, and that squirts through. And aboard on the leadoff single.
No waiting around right there. He was ready to swing it on the first pitch. There's something about pulling one down the line and shooting it through the infield that's just so satisfying as a hitter. It's just fun turning on a pitch like he did right there.
And he deals. Swing and a miss as he was late that time.
Umpire behind the plate for us today, Boog, is Mike Fillmore. He is a good one. More pitches on the edges a little bit, but the main thing is he doesn't keep guessing. Once Once you establish that a pitch is a strike, it stays that way. Well, I think that's a case of overthinking right there. Got 3 straight fastballs looking in the 0-2 count just to pour it back.
So the lineup flips over. Now it's going to be Michael Harris. Runner takes off on the ground to first, and that's just foul. Right-hander kick steals.
When you're taking your lead over there at first, you've got to be very careful. This guy on the mound's got a good pickoff on him.
0-2 now. Swing and a ball lifted left field. Marshall makes the play. That's out number 2. Marcelo Zuna next up for the Braves. And that's outside. Ozuna, 33 years old, and he's a former home run derby champ. Through there for his strike. Duvall, the runner at first with 2 gone. Bounce to the left side. Fires over to Guerrero. That is that. 1 left for Atlanta. They're up 2-0. Back here at Rogers Center, here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
This will be his first postseason game
So reminiscent of his dad. Lots of pop.
as he was out with a broken shin.
The right-hander back to work. That's nailed in hand. A slider missed. Nothing like postseason baseball.
So you know he'll be eager.
Pitch seems bigger. It's truly special. Hard hit, left field, base hit.
Vlad gets a long single.
Now here is Harper. Game 1 of the World Series here tonight, and all he's hoping is that the success that he's had in the first couple of rounds continues.
Great thing you're here in the World Series. Now just try to have fun. The performance has been outstanding, and why should it stop now?
How do they cool him off?
Well, they're going to be extremely careful with him. I doubt he's going to get much to hit today, but when he does, be careful because he can hit it a long way.
Righty to the plate.
There really is a different feel to the postseason. I only got 5 games of postseason action in my playing career, but I treasured each of them.
Swings through the fastball up in the zone. 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runner at first. On the ground to second. Might be 2. Off balance feet. There's 1. Nine time at first. It's a fielder's choice. So up next, Dalton Marshall.
Strider out there on the mound for this one, and he's a guy who had a really impressive college career, but needed Tommy John surgery while playing for Clemson.
Backed off the plate that time.
You know, Boog, Strider spent time with a sports psychologist at Clemson while rehabbing from his surgery. Talk a little bit about the concept of purpose and the importance of having a defined goal for everything you do. You know, it's something Strider now preaches himself.
Swings and misses. 1-2. 2 strikes. Struck him out swinging. Had him out front for strike 3.
I gotta think that was the plan all the way. He set him up with a high fastball and then bury that curveball down low and get him swinging. Especially with how effective pitchers work up in the zone these days, that's a devastating combination.
Jose Ramirez in the box now. No balls and a strike. Strike over to first. Harper's back in a dive. Two outs. In the air, right field. And Acuna able to make the grab. 1 left for Toronto, and they're down 2-0. And we're back on to the 3rd inning, and And now the right fielder, Ronald Acuna Jr. That's ripped, base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Well, that'll make you feel good as a hitter right there. Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that. Must have been looking for something else because he gave up on that pitch a little early, just right down Main Street. Probably not going to see a better pitch to hit in this at bat.
Austin Riley was walked the first time.
And a foul ball. 2 down, nobody on. Spoils a 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another.
Frustrating into the at-bat for the hitter, and I'm sure that's going to sit on for a little while. You want to be ready to hit the fastball. Sometimes you can overthink things, and I think that was the case right there.
Danny Jansen, batting with 1 down, takes a strike. Outside low, and the count even 1-1. Swing and a line drive curling foul down the right side.
See, he was trying to stay back long enough to handle the off-speed pitch, but just a little tardy on the fastball.
Cuts on it, misses. That's a strikeout. Chase the fastball up the ladder for strike 3.
Well, that high-forcing fastball has become such a staple as a strikeout pitch over the years, and what's so tough as a hitter is that you see it extremely well. The problem is the velocity and spin rate just happens to jump by you. You expand your zone, you don't stay tall on the backside, and you're really not even able to make contact. If you do, many times it's a pop-up.
Whit Merrifield next up for the Blue Jays. Runner on the go, pitching for a strike. Brody second, and he's safe.
Well, with that kind of elite arm he has behind the plate, and it's a pretty big deal when you can swipe it back against this dude. Maybe more than anything, it prevents teams from just testing him, thinking that they can even steal the base. But right here, they successfully moved that runner up to scoring position. Good job.
The Blue Jays down by a pair here in the last half of the third. Oh, can't get out of the way of the fastball, and that's going to sting. He had 2 strikes on him, and he hit him. Joey Votto next up for the Blue Jays. 0 for 1, he struck out swinging last time. Hard hit, base hit. Throw in holds the lead runner at third, so it'll be bases loaded and 2 gone.
Everything came together for him. Against good pitchers, you've got to take advantage of the mistakes. That was right in his wheelhouse, and he didn't miss a stitch.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. now.
Damn.
Ripped to short. They take the force out to escape a big. Game 1 of the World Series. Ozzy Albies up to the plate. And here it comes. That's in there. That's strike one. Swing and a high fly ball. Pretty well struck. Right field. That's back. And that is gone. And they boost their lead. It's 3-0.
And that shot makes their grip on the lead even tighter.
Orlando Arcia. Nobody on, nobody out. Top half of inning number 4. That one fouled off. Goes down looking. Adam Duvall at the plate. He's already singled in this game. Breaking ball through there for a strike.
Filling up the strike zone hasn't been the problem so far. It's the quality of the strikes. That's been the real issue. And when you look at the first inning, that's what we saw. Too many pitches out over the plate.
That misses the zone. And the count 1-2. One down, base is empty. Pitch misses, and that's ball 2.
It's a good take.
Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Ripped on the ground to second. Throws to first in time. 2 outs, base is empty. Sean Murphy next up for the Braves. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Bounce to third. Ramirez sends it to first. That ends the frame. Albies with the key hit for Atlanta. It's now 3-0. You're watching the World Series on the show. Ready to go, bottom 4. Here's Bryce Harper. Strider back to work. Lobber to right field, way back, gone! That'll fire up the dugout, and they cut it to the lead. It's 3-1. He absolutely crushed that one.
No doubt about that one, Boo. We knew it wasn't coming back.
That home run was a no doubt. As we dive into the numbers with Stack Fans.
Just absolutely 112 miles per hour on the exit velo. Like you said, no doubt about that one. Plenty of launch angle to give it that backspin as well. That carried way over.
Hot shot to third. Riley fires to first. One away. That ground ball may have him back on track after the moment. Here's Jose Ramirez. Fly to right, his first time. That one pulled foul. And the pitch. And that one popped to short. 2 down. Here's Kevin Kiermaier. Struck out looking his first time. The line of the pitch. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. Ozuna sizing this one up. Hauls it in to end the inning. The Jays get one back on this home. It's now a 3-1 ball game. This is the World Series on the show. All set for the start of the inning. Here's the center fielder, Michael Harris. That one the other way. Takes it in for the out.
That swing right there tells me he's seeing the ball pretty well. I know it didn't produce a hit, but he made solid contact, and that's all you're looking to do anytime you're at the plate.
Ozuna in the box again. Takes the strike. That pitch is downstairs.
He's been going after these guys consistently, and as a result, he's been able to keep his pitch count low, throwing the ball very well right now.
Kiermaier makes a nice running catch. 2 outs, bases empty. So down to the plate for Atlanta, Ronald Acuna Jr. Here's a strike. Acuna measures 6 feet even, 26 years old, and he's a former Rookie of the Year. That's hard hit on the line, and that's a base hit. So he gets on base and keeps it going.
Clearly seeing the ball very well in this. Pretty much a model swing on that one as he ripped it into the opposite field gap. And I'm sure he's going to be watching that one back on video because that's the kind of swing you want to model.
And now it's Matt Olson's turn to hit. And immediately pumps it a strike to the left-handed hitter. Swing and a miss. And that's strike 2.
He finds himself in a tough situation early. Just going to try to simplify it. Take a knock the other way if he can.
Just missed.
Pretty standard, high 0-2 fastball.
Here goes the runner. And he got it. Strike 3, and that'll retire the side. Braves strand 1 as the lead remains 3-1. Toronto, John Shambi with my buddy Chris Singleton. It's set to get us started. Bottom 5, Danny Jansen.
And add in the content, the 1-2 Joker.
Pitch. Swing, and that ball smashed on the line. Harris makes the grab. 1 pitch and 1 out. Top of the lineup, and now the shortstop, Obichet. Bases empty, 1 away. Last half of inning number 5. Slap the other way, foul.
No, there's a pitch we haven't seen in a while. It's going to be tough on the hitters if he can mix that in whenever he wants. Types of hits where you don't feel any vibration in your hands whatsoever. Such a good feeling. Other than ripping one into the gallery, blasting one over the wall, there aren't a whole lot of hits that are more satisfying than a nice line drive into center field. So that definitely.
On the ground to third. Right. Off balance beat. There's 1. And that's 2. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left. 5 innings complete. It's the Braves 3 and the Blue Jays 1. New inning getting started. Down the third baseman, Austin Riley. Gosman back to work. Right through there for a strike.
You know, these Braves, simply put, are producing a lot of quality swings. We've already seen 8 line drives from them, and it's always a good sign when the ball is jumping off your bat. And that's what this offense has been doing so far today.
The 1-2. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
That's about as nasty of a splitter as you'll come across, especially in terms of movement. I mean, that thing tumbles out of his hand and just drops off the table at the last moment. If he keeps it down, it's just so tough to move.
Always at the plate for the 3rd time as he comes up empty there. Next offering is in for a strike. 1 down, base is empty. Swung on, melted. Way back. Out of here.
Shit.
No matter how this outing ends, that pitch is going to haunt him for a while. An 0-2 mistake. That's supposed to be a pitch out of the zone. He left it in the spot that the hitter could do some damage with, and that's exactly what he did.
Now he breaks his bat. And foul ball. And the belt fires. Out there to center. Kiermaier moving under it. Makes the grab. 2 outs, base is empty. And next is the designated hitter, Adam Duvall. And now That one is in for a strike. Two down, bases empty, but one run across for the top half of the sixth. He's now looking for the strikeout. Fastball to letters, throws him for strike three. Braves get one on the big fly. It's now a 4-1 ball. Bottom of the sixth inning, and down to the plate, here's the Toronto DH, Joey Votto. Wide to kick the pitch. Fly ball down the line, and it falls. So a man on base to start the inning. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., 1 for 2. Time.
No, these guys definitely looking for a big swing in the bat right here. Try to close that gap, but, you know, at the very least, if you can find a way to manufacture that run from first, it feels like it's really important getting back into this ball. Well, these Jays, digging into their numbers, have to be happy with the swings they're taking. We've already seen 8 line drives from them, and it's always a good sign when the ball is jumping off your bat, and that's what this offense has been doing so far today.
Popped up right side, Olsen should have this one. Hauls it in for the out. Bryce Harper to the plate. He's already homered here in this one. That one ripped. Oh, that ball was crushed. It just got out of here. His second home run of the game. It's 4-3. He only needed one swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at-bat. Aggressive, and it paid off. Love to see a hitter aggressive on the first pitch of an at-bat. You watch him from the on-deck circle, so when you step in the box, you're ready to pull the trigger wherever it's at. Really good job by the hitter. Total conviction on that swing.
And a pitch. This one in the air, center field. Harris has it beat up. Pulls it down, and there's 2 gone. And now it's switch hitting third baseman Jose Ramirez. Now fly ball to right center. Harris makes the catch. That is the third out of the inning. But not before they're able to draw closer with this blast. Back here in Rogers Center, we go to the top of the 7th. And now here is Sean Murphy. Now on the bump, Chad Green.
Just trying to keep this one close here. This is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Bounced up the middle. Merrifield on to first. Back to the leadoff spot, the Braves lineup. Now the leadoff spot for the Braves, Michael Harris. This one swung on and hit well. Way back there. And on a warning track. Not quite enough behind him. And next for Atlanta, Marcell Ozuna. Swings and fouls one off. Swing and a miss. He was late. Strike 2.
He was really tardy on that fastball. Great job of setting him up by throwing the curveball. Add some velocity to it on the next pitch. You can't catch up.
2 outs. Drilled out towards left center field. That's well struck. That one back. Fielding for the wall as he makes the catch.
this game, so great job there stepping up to the challenge. Kind of rolled them.
New pitcher for the Braves, Jimmy Hurd.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect a tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here. If you're a base runner, you got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position.
Kiermaier on the go. Pitch is low. And safe. Into stolen base.
Well, he picked up the once just before the pitch to check on him, but that didn't seem to slow his jump on the pitch at all. I think that guy's been studying some video. Awesome job to be prepared, got the timing down, and gets into scoring position.
On the ground to third. Oh, great stop. Throw to first. Got it. Nice play. And that may have saved a run.
Cat-like reflexes on that one. Makes the dive, has to get up, clean exchange, and throw a strike across the diamond. What a tremendous play.
Will Bichette up to the dish.
You know,
High fly ball near the pole. That one is out. The single base runner, because of all the power, they are dangerous to tie this thing up or take the lead. Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. In his third, tie ball game, 4-4.
Such great concentration. Everybody on their feet, knowing that you can come through with a good swing. And there he doesn't try to do too much.
Now, Whit Merrifield. Runner takes off. One out to right. Brings it in. Next is the designated hitter, Joey Votto. And that one hammered back there. Oh,
and Joey Votto has given the Jays the lead for the first time.
he ambushed him right there, Siggy.
Yeah, swinging on that first pitch, and I think losing one over the fence is exactly what he had in mind as well. Looks like he's playing wiffle ball up there. That's typically not the easiest way to hit a ball. The slight opposite field into the gap, and making it look easy, that's for sure.
Next to hit, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Popped up, foul territory behind the plate. Drifts towards it. He's got it, and that'll end the inning. But they strike for 3 in the inning. 2 on this 2-run home run. It's now a 6-4 ball game. And welcome back to the ballpark. Ready to begin the 8th. Now in for the Braves, Ronald Acuna Jr. There's a strike. Green. In his 9th season, he features a 4-seam fastball, a curve, and he works in a 2-seamer. Next offering popped in the air, right field. And there's one out. And now Battleson up to hit. 0 for 3 with 2 groundouts and a strikeout. And first offering is fouled off. Left-hand hitter waits. Here's a strike.
Absolutely frozen on the leader right down the middle, and that's a pitch you're just not getting back. Now he's in a tough spot, especially after falling behind on the pitch.
Looking for the K. 2 outs, bases empty. So down on the plate for
much margin for error, but at the same time, there's a reason they're put in these situations.
Swing and a miss.
Looking very settled on the mound here in the eighth. More out, they'll probably hand it off to their closer for the ninth with at least a 2-run lead.
2 down, nobody on. Here are the late stages of game 1. And down on strikes he goes. And a nice inning of work there as he sets him down 1-2-3. Braves go down quickly here. They trail it here 6-4. Back now to pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th. Still in the lead.
And they felt it was time to bring on a left-handed reliever from the pen with the lefty hitter coming up. I think it's a good move. I know I never liked when opposing teams did that to me.
Here comes a pitch. Right side. Acuna there. Makes the grab, 1 away.
Maybe caught that one off the edge just a little bit. Couldn't quite barrel it up enough to really drive it.
So up next for Toronto, Dalton Varsho. 0 for 3. A fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout. Now he steps out as time is granted. So now pitch hitter for the Blue Jays, George Springer. Looking to start something with 1 gone. Into left center for a base hit. And the postseason success continues for him.
He was all over that one. Solid swing from start to end. On time with everything. Really good balance. Nice extension.
Springer on the run. Pitch in for a strike. From the second, a great jump.
When you're trying to swipe it back against an elite level arm behind the plate like this one.
Looks like they want to set up a double play. Intentional walk will make it first and second with 1 gone. And next for Toronto, Kevin Kiermaier. 1 for 3. Move to second, and Springer's in there safely.
Okay.
Bunt attempt, but that goes foul. And the pitch. Gets under and pops it up. And that's a foul ball. In the air, left field. And that's a fair ball. Throw into third. Not in time. He's safe. A run comes into play.
He went up there and got it. 2 strikes. I'm not going to leave this in the umpire's hands. I'm going to be aggressive. He was in a location where he can get those arms extended that he loves to do. So nice job right there. Coming back in that at-bat.
Now it's Jansen to hit. Call up for the intentional walk, and that loads up the bases. And the force play is now in order. Pierce Johnson will come in.
And he comes on in a close game with a pretty big mess to clean up. He's going to have to make some great pitches the rest of this inning to keep him in it.
So the batting order turns over. The batter will be the pinch hitter coming on, Francisco Lindor. 1 out, the bases loaded, big spot. Swing and a ball driven pretty well out towards left center. Makes the catch. Ball 3 runners tagging up. He's in there.
In that situation, you're looking to get something up in the zone that you can put in the air. Worst case scenario, a sacrifice fly to drive in that runner for third.
And now for the Jays, Whit Merrifield. pinch hitter for the Blue Jays, number 36. 2 runners in scoring position with 2 away. And first offering is fouled off. Here's Johnson fires. Now this is in the air down the line. Under it is Acuna to make the grab. And that is that. They put 2 on the board on 2 hits. No errors, but 2 are left stranded. We're on to the 9th in game 1. It's the Blue Jays 8 and the Braves 4. So remaining in the game defensively, George Springer. He'll be the new left fielder after entering the game as a pinch hitter. Also into the ball game, number 36. He'll play second. Now playing second, number 36. Also entering the game, Austin Wells. He takes over behind the plate.
Out to be a really good take right there, but you don't want to end this game with the bat on your shoulder.
Swing and a miss, and he got him. And that is the ball game.
Whether you're a season ticket holder or you just come to a couple of games a year, to see your team win at home, there's just something special about that. Good job by this team to get it done for the hometown fans.
And in the end of this episode, the Blue Jays come back and win it.
MLB The Show. Thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.
Chad Green will get the win. Jimmy Hager gets the loss. So the Blue Jays win the first game of this World Series. Here's the highlight from Bryce Harper's home run. Bo Bichette, beautiful hit, and Joey Votto's 2-run lead of a home run, and then Jose Ramiro gained the strikeout to officially end Game 1 of the World Series. Blue Jays and Atlanta's Nobles for Atlanta. Fortunately, Michael Harris was 0-4 with at least a strikeout. Marcus Ozrin goes 1-4 with a double. He got a run. Ronald Acuna Jr., pretty good. 3 for 4. 3 singles. Got an RBI and a run. Ozzy Albitt goes 3 for 4. He had actually 2 home runs and 3 RBIs with 2 runs. But it was the Blue Jays from Kevin Kiermaier going 2 for 4 with a double. Stolen base. That got him in scoring position. He ended up getting an RBI and a run himself. Bovicek goes 3 for 4. Does a lot better in this opening series with an RBI and a run. Joey Votto, who gave the Jays that 6-4 lead, goes 3 and 4 and gets a big time home run. 2 RBIs on that. He scored twice. Bryce Harper would have a big day himself, going 2 for 4. 3 RBIs, 2 runs, and his big 2 hits for both home runs. He has been elected today's player of the game. So once again, the Blue Jays win Game 1 of the World Series with a final score of 8-4. We'll be back with Game 2 on the next episode of Blue Jays Baseball from Jokers and Us Gaming right here on MLB The Show 24. Until then, John, Chris, myself with the rest of the crew, the one true Joker here, is officially signing out. See you next time on the show.